Welcome to Atheist Society of Kenya, a community of atheists, secularists, rationalists, skeptics, and even critical thinkers. We are a community that hopes to bring together these diverse members of this diverse group in order to have a common goal and achieve a common society that looks the world from a very rational perspective. What exactly do we hope to achieve as a society? We hope, number one, to promote skepticism and rationality. We believe the best approach to life and to any publication should be based on evidence and not based on personal emotions and personal beliefs. Number two, we hope to advocate for separation of church and state. We believe the Article 8 of the Constitution of Kenya was there for a reason, and therefore we hope to be a voice to advocate for this separation of church and state. Number three, we hope to encourage conversations on various diverse topics, from politics, from economics, from whatever topic we think that is affecting the society, in order to provide a platform where people can freely engage without the filters or without feeling that they will be reported for whatever they say. Finally, we also hope to complement. We are very cognizant of any other secular organization in this country, and we hope to complement their efforts. Then from the efforts being done by free thinkers in Kenya, the efforts being done by secular Kenya, the efforts being dane by atheists in Kenya society, Kenya humanists, all of them, we hope to be to complement their efforts to build a common society of rationalists and atheists and secularists in Kenya. We also hope to provide a free space. We understand that Kenya is a very, very religious country, and this poses a problem for people who try to oppose that ideology or that approach to life. Sometimes there's stigma, sometimes there's discrimination, even some places of work. So we hope to advocate for those rights and also provide a safe space for atheists and secularists who like to come out and express themselves in their lack of belief in the religious dogma. And finally, we believe that there is no idea that is beyond questioning. We hope to challenge the culture that some ideas are sacred and therefore are beyond human questioning. We believe every idea should be questioned and believed or rejected based on solely its evidence that supports it. Thank you very much. We hope to have a fruitful engagement. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maurice. My name is Dorcas Soita. I am a proud atheist. For the longest time, I was by myself. I knew that my thinking was radically different from that of the people around me. But for some reason, I didn't know that there are individuals who share the same perspective. That was until I met this community of ladies and gents that are seated beside me, and I realized that the minority can sometimes get it right. My purpose for joining this community and for participating in this project is to share my perspective as a rational thinker. I honestly believe that if we applied critical thinking in each and every area of our lives, we would be better for it, especially in Kenya and Africa as a continent. I'm hoping to share my views on relationships, on politics, on the economy, on everything in between from the critical thinking lens. Let's remove the baggage of religion and theism in our lives, and we'll see how much better that could be.
Okay, my name is Eston, and I've been a free thinker and an atheist for the longest time. Welcome to this YouTube channel. I hope you'll have a fruitful engagement with you people as we continue in our pursuit of this separation of church from state. Welcome.
Welcome to our channel. My name is Stanley Joroge, ex-pastor. I'm just agnostic after I realized that there is no evidence that God exists. Here we welcome every free thinker, humanist. We deal with the real issue as we debate, and for those deists or those believers, you are welcome to ask us the question, and we shall debate together and see the way forward and know the truth. Thank you.
Hey y'all, my name is Alvina Gashugu. I'm a free thinker, spiritual but not religious, and I'm a hot air. So welcome to the channel. I'm really excited to mingle with like-minded people. We're part of Atheist Society in Kenya, and we'll be talking about a lot of stuff. So hope you can be with us on this journey. Cheers.
Hi all, my name is Jeffrey Adams. I'm an atheist. Welcome to our channel. I hope to see you more and have a free thinking discussion. Thank you.
Okay. So in this channel, we hope to be discussing a lot of things. You can expect a lot of content that will be coming from various topics. One of the issues we are going to be looking at issues of morality. Where does morality come from? Is religion a source of morality? Are the holy books moral? And some of the key issues we are going to be looking at that we have problems with, especially in the Bible and the Quran and the holy book for the Jews, is the issue to do with treatment of women, the issues to do with owning of slaves, the issue to do with genocide that are apparently committed by deities, and issues to do with social issues. So especially on issues to do with women empowerment of women.
Yeah, exactly, because like in most religious bodies, women are treated as second-hand citizens. Like, how did this begin? When did the patriarchy take root? So I'd love to dissect this with my fellow atheists so that we can get to the bottom of it and, you know, have intellectual conversations and just overall let knowledge and information take power above all feelings, you know, above all else. Yeah.
As you know, Article 8 of the Constitution advocates for separation of church and state. So we have seen attempts to reverse this gains that we have made. That is why we have people like anti-vaxxers, we have people like human contradictory, people ignoring science, people who are flat earthers because of the indoctrination or the indoctrination. The process of religion makes you avoid reason and use emotions and faith. So, anybody with an opinion on that?
Yeah, because I wonder how a teacher of geography can still believe in this God when the geography it says that it explains how that started, and it's very contradictory to what the Bible says. Such things, and even history, where you study about the Stone Age period, the evolution, but you still cling on to this religion because of your emotions. Such things.
That's good. Yeah, and also things to do with politics. I think there's a very important relationship between politics and religion in this country. We just saw that from the last election. So I think this is going to be a very key topic of interest for us. Even whether religion is true or false, it's being misused to drive policies that we think are not evidence-based. Yeah, and we have seen that with also the increased number of churches, especially the evangelical, where they're getting backing from the state. We've seen currently some government institutions trying to close some clubs because of noise pollution, but they will not touch the church. There's no unholy noise and holy noise. So I think that relationship is one of the issues that we are going to be discussing. I don't know if you have something else you want to add on that.
Yeah. Actually, on religion and state, last election, just the previous election, we saw very well that the country was deemed to be so Christian. Currently, the same thing is what we are seeing right now. So we want a place where the state is not only dependent on religion, but we need a more diverse nation where people bring different opinions on what they feel like is right for them. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. And one question you can always expect us to ask is, do you care if your beliefs are true? Because if you don't, then there's no discussion to have. True. But if you do, then we have something to talk about. We might come to different conclusions, but as long as we care, whatever we believe in is based on facts, then we should be able to have this conversation. We also acknowledge that sometimes as much religion is called is an expression of cultural backgrounds.
Yeah.
So Islamic is mostly Arabic culture. As much as there are more non-Arabics, non-Arabs who believe in Islam, but it's originally an expression of Arabic culture. Christianity is an expression of Jews and Western culture. But we've seen a situation where the African religions are demonized. They are seen as not just backwards, sometimes being equated to things like witchcraft. And I think that's something we really need to be. Those are kind of the topics we are going to be looking. We have seen people even trying to ban witches, in places like Kisii and Kilifi. So those are topics that we are going to be exploring and are very of interest to us. I don't know if you have something to add.
Yes, I believe that one of the ways we express what we believe religiously is through prayer. And one of the reasons why I personally left the church and religion in general was because of the uselessness of prayer. We are going to be examining what is the veracity of prayer. If there are researches that have been done on the topic, what are they saying? How effective is it? Is it something that is replicable, on demand? Is it something that can be done within a controlled experiment? So we look into all of these aspects in the future of this channel.
Okay. Also, we are going to look at the nature of God. We are not saying he exists, but in the nature in which he is presented in the respective holy books, is the Bible, the God of the Bible is said to be an all-good God, all-loving, all-powerful, all-knowing, everywhere. But then we are going to examine, does evidence support these claims? Are these attributes matching the reality we are looking on the ground? And this is especially to do with the issues of moral, God being all-loving and all good. And then looking at what things he orders people to do in the Bible or in the Quran. Are these things that we would expect from a God who is all good, who is all caring, who is all merciful? I don't know if you have something you can add on that.
Yeah, the issue about the characteristic of God, we shall be examining, we shall be comparing with the reality and the book claim to be written by those gods or by that God. So we shall be comparing whether the all-knowing God and good God, whether can be able to write the immoral thing that we found in those books, in those holy books, both the Quran and the Bible. We shall also focus whether all-knowing God can allow a child to be raped and killed. Yeah, we shall be having those discussions to see the way forward.
Yeah, and we will also look for, we are also going to be discussing historical aspects of religion. What would Jesus have existed? We're going to be asking ourselves these questions. There have been a lot of research on whether God or Jesus existed even as a person. Because history tells us that there are other gods like Mithras, like Horus,
Zeus.
And most of these gods have the same attributes that Jesus had. They were born of virgins, they had 12 disciples, they died by crucifixion. So we're going to be looking these historical facts. What is the evidence showing this? How did this religion come? How did Christianity come to be the dominant religion, for example, in the world? And what drove that? What led to the spread of Islam so fast, 14 centuries ago? So these are things we are going to be looking. And finally, we're also going to be looking at the correlation between poverty and religion. Evidence, as you know, rich countries or countries with high income levels, like Scandinavian countries, like Australia, they also have the least. They're also the least religious. Is it a coincidence that the poor countries, especially in Africa and in South Asia, are also the most religious? Is there a relationship between religion and poverty? Could people be using religion as scapegoat to run away from poverty? So these are questions that we'll keep asking ourselves, looking at them objectively. We hope to engage not just atheists, but also apologetics and Christians and everybody who has an argument to make, as long as you're not here to preach or here to say you live it by faith, as long as you can support your claim with evidence and facts, we are willing to engage into the live conversation. So thank you very much, and we hope to have a nice conversation. We look forward to seeing you in our next video. Thank you. How serious we take this one, huh?
The way he's cutting the tomato in your aluminum yeah. Listen, more hot air, subscribe.
Hit the right button.
Hit the like button.
Okay, well, that thing is really working for you. Nice.
Natural like this.
Wow,
Don't give anything.
Well, chicken.
Let it shoot it. Hey, wasifikiria hizi tunakulaga tu mboga.
Unaona bado ni color pink. Bado ni color pink. Lakini kuna
Hardy, are you religious before? And if yes, what caused you to left religion?
Okay, first of all, Alvina. Alvin is a chipmunk. But I am ex-JW. I never got baptized because I've always been a skeptic. I started preaching at 4 years old, door to door, knocking on people's doors. Like, that's where my confidence came from, to be honest. I started preaching on my first notes at a very young age.
What JW?
JW is Jehovah's Witness. But like, a religion that calls itself the truth to me is a bit pretentious, because every religion, everybody believes it's true in their heart. Literally, there are like 3,000 gods. So if you believe in that one God you dispel the existence of 2,999 gods. Ricky Gervais said it on Stephen Colbert's show. So for me, it's like I only dispel one more God than you do. So I've always questioned everything and anything. And what I love about atheism is that you can literally hold these discussions without people who are putting feelings before logic. Because atheism is all about reasoning and tact. So for me, I prefer knowledge and information above feelings. We all have feelings, but religion is very emotive. I tried to have some discussions with some former religious friends, but I was blocked immediately. And to me, why do we have these brains if we don't question things? So I really love the society that is here, because you can literally question anything and everything. I do have my separate beliefs, but someone else will be like, so what do the facts say? So there's that safe space to actually just dispel all the myths and be able to just come to a conclusion without really discrediting or anyone having a God complex, because that's one thing I really can't deal. A lot of religious organizations have that authority where I'm telling you what I'm telling you. If you don't believe it, you're going to hell. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes, and I just want people to be free to express their minds. Nobody should tell you how to think, what to think. You have a brain for a reason.
So, El Maestro,
Yes.
I know very well that you are a CRE teacher.
Yeah, I'm a CRE teacher.
And at the same time, you are an atheist.
Yeah.
Please give me a brief explanation on your journey to atheism and why you left Christianity.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, the day I chose to do CRE, that was back in 2015, and right now we are in 2022. Of course, those are 7 years, and a lot can change in 7 years.
Yes.
So, I just came to think about it, that wherever you are born, whoever you worship depends on where you are born. Like, if I was born in Saudi Arabia, if I was born in Iran, I would probably be a Muslim. I would be saying that Allah is the only true God. If I was born in China, I'll be a Buddhist probably. If I was born in North Korea or South Korea, I'll be in another funny religion. If I was born in India, I was worshipping Brahman and some picky ponky. And I was found I was born in Kenya, and in Kenya I was indoctrinated into Christianity because 85% of Kenyans are Christians. So that's what I came to ask myself, that this thing called religion, it is nothing but a geographical accident. Whoever you worship depends on where you are born. And I also realized that religion actually divides us. It doesn't unite anyone. It divides us. And that's why I came to my senses that actually I've never even seen Jesus. They tell me Jesus exists, I've never seen him. God exists, I've never. They just tell me believe. And if I don't believe, I'll go to hell. Why should I go to hell because of something that you can't even prove to me?
On action. Hey, Stanley.
Yes.
We understand you used to be a man of God.
Yeah.
Well, technically you still are. But how was the journey? How did you become to be a pastor? And how did you
decide to transit from being a pastor to being an atheist?
First of all, your religion depends on the place you are born or the family that brought you in. I was brought in a Christian family, God-fearing family. My father was a deacon in a church from gospel. So I started to embrace that religion because it's what I meant. If I was born in another religion, I could be maybe Muslim or Hindu. So because religion depends on where you are born, I was 100% sure my religion is perfect and is 100% sure because I never knew whether other people, they have a different perspective. So I was curious to understand the Bible. I studied the Bible severally, around 8 times. I read the Bible 8 times. I started preaching. I became an assistant pastor for 13 years. And finally, I left religion because of some reason. I left religion last year, so I have just 1.5 years. So the main thing that caused me to leave religion is by asking myself, after I hear from somebody, how sure am I was born in the right religion? All the other billions of people who died and who are still alive, they were born in the wrong religion. How sure am I? I'm in the right answer, the other have the wrong answer. How sure am I? The Bible was written by God himself or by people inspired by God. Because we just find the claim, the Bible was written by people inspired by God. But there is no evidence to prove was written by people, by God's people. Another reason I left the Christianity is because of the immorality that is inside the Bible. Example, slavery. Example, you find God telling you, go and kill somebody. When you ask for the reason, he says there is no reason. The main reason is he wants you to go and possess his property. So the main reason to kill somebody or to kill a neighbor is because God wants you to possess his property. All those kind of the immorality. According to the book of Numbers, chapter 31, verse 17, verse 16 and 17, verse 17 and 18 say, go and kill Amalekite, kill everyone, child, infant, women and children. But the little girls who are virgin, don't kill them. Keep for yourself.
Wow.
Something.
And this is not command from people. God is going saying that those ones. If it was the people who are lighting those things, we could have excuse. But in direct one from God himself. God said, go and kill the wrong seed. When you read that scripture, among other things, you see the scenario of Pharaoh. According to the Genesis chapter 15, from verse 10 to verse 13, it says, God told Abraham, before he get any child, you will get many children like the star in heaven. But beware, those children will be slaves in a foreign country. So Israel did not go to Egypt for any mistake. It's God's plan for them to enslave the Israel in Egypt. After that, he continued to say in that Genesis chapter 15, those people who will enslave your children, I will punish them. Imagine, it's the God causing Egyptians to enslave Israel, and it's the same God is going to punish Egypt for what they have done to Israel. And it's the same God who wants the Amorite, where the Abraham was living, to become more immoral, so that he may be able to get the excuse to destroy Amorite and give Israel that area called Canaan. When you read the same chapter, from chapter 15, from verse 10 to 13, you will find all those things, all the events that took place. It is starting from that point, where God told Abraham what will happen in the future. That means everything was controlled by immoral God, causing all those disasters, causing Pharaoh to accept, not to accept. God said to Moses, I sent you to go and tell Moses not to allow people of Israel, to come and worship me in the wilderness. But note, God added when he was talking to Moses, but note, Pharaoh will not accept. Why? Because I have caused him not to accept. I have hardened his heart. So God is sending Moses to go and tell Pharaoh to release the people of Israel. But still he says he will not accept because I have caused him not to accept. What kind of that immoral God is? God is totally immoral totally confused because we have many contradictions in the Bible. There is many things that cause me to left Christianity because the Bible is full of bullshit.
But let me
It's
ask you-
nonsense and tomorrow.
Let me ask you,
Yeah.
what made me leave religion? First of all, because it's not true. It's a false, there's no sufficient evidence. There's no sufficient evidence to warrant a belief in the claim of God. That's what I discovered. But more importantly, even if it's false, it's not just false, it's false and harmful. You know, there are many other beliefs that are false, like flat earth. People believe the earth is flat. But it's not, it's harmful, it's benign. You know, it's not harmful. It's not, nobody is killing someone or enslaving someone in the name of flat earth. So as much as it's a false claim, it's benign, you know, in its nature. But religion is far, far from that. Religion is actively harmful, even today in our society. Generally, all religion, the fact that they are not forced. And number two, it's the biggest problem comes when they try to force themselves and their way of life and their way of, you know, their unsupported claims. They want everybody else to believe those claims are true. So I looked at it, specifically Christianity, which I was brought up. I looked at the Bible, and wow, God, was I wrong? It was one of the biggest thing in the Bible that made me give up. Slavery. That one I could not stop. I could make excuse for all the other things, you know, God's big plan. But slavery. You know the way it's ordained in Exodus chapter 20, verses 21. Who you can go and enslave, how you can beat them, what happens if they die. So I said, and I was in Mombasa, so one of my friends was tempting me, that's why you should become a Muslim. Hey, I was about to jump from frying pan to fire itself. If you read Quran, you should read Quran 434. It teaches you, it's a manual for how to beat your wife, you know. It's a manual for how to beat your wife. So I said, these things, no. Yeah, so especially slavery, Bible supports human sacrifice. Bible supports genocide, killing of firstborn. I don't know what God of the Bible has a problem with firstborns. There was a time I asked my parents, one of my mom, what exactly do people celebrate on Passover? You know, Passover, that's literally the day an angel is supposed to, you paint the red thing, blood on it, so that the angel can come and kill all the firstborn of Egypt. What have they done wrong? What have they done wrong? So, there are a lot of unsupported claims. And the other biggest problem is that the religion is trying to impose itself in public, to actively influence public policy in this country. That is why we still have laws against commercial sex workers, LGBT. That is why this community in Kenya is very stigmatized. A lot of things, laws that are based on religion, which are not based on science and evidence, but on very ancient stories of, you know, so yeah, I couldn't stand those things. You know, first of all, it's false and it's harmful. That is why I could not study it for any long. Yeah, but I tried, you know. I used to pray, because every time I was about to leave my parents, my pastor would say, you need to pray, you're losing faith, this is the Satan who is tempting you. Yeah, somebody said, okay, why is Satan winning? If God is the one who created Satan, he should be able to make me, why did he create me an atheist then? So at some point I told my mom, don't interfere with God's plan. God has a reason why he created me and atheist. Try to convert me is actually going against what God's divine plan was. Yeah, and that's it.
But specifically, in my case, I would say that I became an atheist because of some questions, some unanswered questions. The first one was on why religion treated women as second-class citizens. That was one of the major issues I had. Yeah. Then the other one was probably the emphasis on prayer and the fact that no matter how much you do as you pray, it doesn't change a thing. It doesn't change a thing. Yeah. So for me, the uselessness of prayer is what got me to question religion and faith. It's hot air. It took me on a wild goose chase. On a wild goose chase, yeah. So in fact, that started my inquiry. That was my catalyst. I went on Google and I was looking for an answered prayer. Why doesn't God answer prayers? And I kept finding unsatisfactory answers. Things like, He was building your character. But then I was like, what kind of character building would He do for a little child suffering from cancer?
Preparing you for greater days.
Yeah, or sometimes they would tell you it is God's plan. Yeah, it is God's plan. And I was wondering, what kind of plan is that entails punishing you this entire time? What lesson am I supposed to learn from that? Yeah.